The most magical place on earth. This summer, I had the most wonderful opportunity of a lifetime to go to the most magical place on earth, Disneyland theme park, during their 60th anniversary celebration. Not only did I get to experience the magic for the very first time, but I also got to share the moment with my very best friend, Jacob. One of the many perks of this Disney trip was the fact that I'm a personal friend of one of the cast members, also known as a Disney employee. Going to Disney with Tony, someone that spends most of his time there, was like having a personal tour guide to all things magical. As a cast member, he was able to get us both into the park for free with complimentary park hopper tickets, and we also got special discounts on food and souvenirs. We also had the times and places of all the parades. He knew when the fireworks started and where the best places were to sit in order to get the best view, and where to get the best foods to eat. From the very minute we drove onto Disney property to the very sad moment when we had to go home, the magic never ended. It was so much to take in, considering it was a place that I had been dreaming of my entire life, and I was finally there. As we entered the park, the first thing we got to experience was the Dapper Dans, Disney's very own singing quartet. They were so on key and so coordinated, it was hard not to stop and record the moment. They even had matching outfits that were all colored differently, but somehow blended so well together. After being serenaded, we headed into City Hall in awe to receive our first-time buttons. I even got to answer a trick Disney movie question about The Little Mermaid, and I also got my honorary citizen button. In full tourist mode, Jacob and I donned ourselves in Minnie Mouse ears and a Mickey Mouse sorcerer's hat, and we were ready to take on the town and all the adventures that awaited within. To our surprise, as we left the first shop, lo and behold, Minnie Mouse herself! We quickly jumped in the line in order to meet her and got our cameras ready. When it was our turn, not thinking that they were able to talk or make any sort of noise, considering they were in costume where their mouth does not move, I was pleasantly surprised when she totally blew kisses at us and made a little kissing noise, and it was just the cutest thing ever. It was crazy how things that were so simple were also so extravagant and mesmerizing. It literally felt like I was living in a fantasy world with all my favorite things in one place. Even at the ticket entrance, when the cashier asked what ticket I would have preferred, because they each had different photos on them, she nonchalantly called me princess and made me all giddy inside, and I was instantly a kid again. Of all the rides that we went on, the most memorable one was the Alice in Wonderland teacup ride. I had seen it in so many movies before and had dreamed of the day that I would finally get to experience it for myself. As we spun around in a circle, I was in constant state of the giggles. It felt like a dream to me, and I didn't want it to end. Now, I'm not normally one to enjoy rides that make me dizzy, but to me, this one was perfect. Just when I thought that it couldn't get any more magical, it was time for the Paint the Night parade on Main Street. Floats were covered in thousands of LED lights, along with lit-up costumes on the performers. After the parade, it was time for the fireworks show and even more magic. As the fireworks went off, images from classic Disney movies were projected onto the shops on Main Street, all set to a well-composed Disney-themed soundtrack. They even made it snow in the middle of June in Southern California, of all places. After a long day of walking and going on tons of rides and adventures, I was totally worn out and ready to go back to the hotel to sleep in order to prepare for the next day. As we headed for the monorail, the train-like system that would take us back to downtown Disney, Tony asked if we were up for another ride. I personally would have preferred not to stand in line for another hour, but the power of Disney magic once again appeared. Tony noticed one of his coworkers in the front of the line, and together they worked their Disney magic, and we got to jump in the front of the line as VIP guests. We then boarded into a submarine ship and were submerged underwater to take a trip into the makeshift ocean to discover the wonders of the coral reef. When we finally arrived to the comfort of our Disney hotel, the Grand Californian, I was sore and sunburnt, and I totally forgot to bring aloe vera gel. But once again, the power of Disney struck, And as an amenity in the hotel, right in front of my tired eyes, a bottle of aloe vera gel, the most beautiful sight for my sore sunburned skin. Not only did they have aloe, but they also supplied us with sore foot cream. Disney thinks of literally everything. Without those things, I wouldn't have slept as well as I did, and I would have been in pretty severe pain. Thanks, Disney! Never have I missed a certain place other than my own home in my entire life. Forever will I cherish those memories and continue to plan to go many more times to make many more memories. The magic of Disneyland will forever live in my heart.